Hey everybody, it's Ecap here, and welcome to This Week in WoW for the week of May 30th. Still do not have the Mythic Plus rotation set in stone, so we can't start with Mythic Plus affixes. We can talk a little bit about last week's affixes. This week we do have Fortified returning after another tyrannical week. We've consistently seen nerfs and tuning to these Mythic Plus dungeons week by week, which I think is really good, of course. In previous expansions and patches, this hasn't been the case, but they've been a lot more quick to be on upkeep for these dungeons that quite clearly need tuning and stuff like that. So they have been doing it pretty quickly, pretty rapidly. We're coming to another fortified week here, so we'll see what kind of tuning that'll bring for this week. But yeah, for this past tyrannical week, we had a bit of an interesting set of affixes with Spiteful and the new one Incorporeal. So I think there was a lot of overreaction to Incorporeal at the first day or two. Like, this is terrible, this is unplayable. I think by the end of the week, I know a lot of people were doing, just their normal really high keys. I do think it is a little bit of annoying to have Incorporeal and Spiteful because it's a lot of nameplates, it's a lot of name frames or whatever coming up, especially if you pull a big pack. I still think it's fairly easy to deal with these Incorporeal ads because they are so obvious when they spawn. Blizzard did a nice job making them obvious. I don't mind this affix at all. I think it sucks for the couple of specs or classes that can't really deal with them, but as a paladin, I like it a lot. It's because I can take repentance and turn evil, and I can technically deal with every single Incorporeal as a paladin if I really want to. So that in a pug, for example, there's no excuse for my group to lose to Incorporeal because I myself can personally handle the affix. And I like having that amount of power, but not every spec or class has that power to do that. So I do understand that people feel a little bit differently about it, assuming that they don't have the ability to deal with the affix themselves. So I do think it was an overreaction. I think it cooled down a lot over the week, and we'll see what set we have this week, if we have the other new affix or what we have this week brewing up. So I'll be interested to see what we have. Other than that, let's go ahead and talk about what else is going on in-game this week. This week, we do have the Battleground bonus event. Hasn't been a ton of talk of PvP, and I kind of mentioned this a little bit last week, I believe, but PvP kind of doesn't seem like it's going too great, I guess. I don't know, but everything else in the game seems to be going great. So I don't know how to take that. The PvP Brawl is Aretha Blizzard, and of course, we're going to be heading into June. Now, one thing that's continuing on is this Goblin from Diablo 4, right? This goes until mid-June, basically. And if you don't already know how to do this, so this has been out for like a few days now, so you probably know how to do this. But every 30 minutes, it'll be a new zone, and it's only like a handful of zones where this treasure goblin will spawn. It's like Azure Span, Thaldraszus, Valdrakken, Stormwind, Ogremar. That might be all Waking Shores, and I think that might be all. It's like 6 zones or something like that, and it'll rotate in the same order every time. You can look this up like on Wowhead or something like that if you want to see where the goblin's going to spawn, but it is the same order. So if you wanted to, you could like write it down or whatever, however you want to deal with it. You can get a mount from this Tyrael's Charger. You can also get a big 36 slot bag, and then other than that, it's just cosmetic stuff. So you can take part in this if you wanted to try to get those items. It's actually kind of fun. I know a lot of people in my guild have liked doing it. Probably a lot of the less people are going to be doing it once Diablo 4 actually comes out, because they'll be playing Diablo 4 instead of killing a treasure goblin on World of Warcraft. But it is a cool little event. I always think they can do even more with these things. I don't know what more you would do with this one in particular, but I know it's a lot of work, I guess, but I would love to see like mini dungeons made around events like this. Not a full scale dungeon, not a full World of Warcraft scale dungeon, because World of Warcraft dungeons are big, they're vast, they're beautiful artwork, but like a mini scaled down dungeon maybe for these kind of events would be kind of cool, but maybe that's just me. Other than that, the last weekly event we have going on is the Darkmoon Fair, starting towards the end of the week. This is always notable because of profession knowledge. If you have been keeping up with your profession knowledge very astutely, you probably are getting pretty close to finishing off certain professions. For example, like if you are a gatherer and you've put all your dragon shards of knowledge that you've obtained into gathering, you may be done with the gathering profession already. If you are a crafter, you're probably getting pretty close to being done with your crafting professions, and you can just get a few more of these knowledge points at the Darkmoon Fair. Obviously, there's other things to do there as well. Would love to see revamp to the Darkmoon Fair, more stuff added, more make it more new, make it updated a little bit. I would love to see it completely completely updated, not revamped, completely updated to like better graphics and stuff like that. I think it'd be so cool. And again, maybe that's just me. but I love the Darkmoon Fair, so obviously I'm always telling people to go there. Other than that, Mythic Plus is still going very well. So I don't know if I'm turning into a Mythic Plus player here or what. I'm having a lot of fun in Mythic Plus, still doing quite a few keys for me this far in. I'll probably have a vault video once again, because I'll have like a full PvE vault to go through. Very much enjoying it. Raid, I'm still having quite a lot of fun in Raid. I actually keep looking forward to going back to the raid. Why? Because every fight feels killable, even though we're still learning. We're learning a new fight. We're doing this. We're learning that. Trying a strategy, trying a different strategy than what maybe it is, projected or whatever. And every fight feels killable. So I'm like, I want to get back in there and try to kill it. And I think that's an important feeling to have. Whereas sometimes you're on a fight and you're like, oh, this feels like it's like a 1 in a million that we're gonna kill this thing. Like it feels like when you're at a wall, right? You're at a wall. It doesn't really feel like very many walls in this raid. It feels like everything's killable. You just need to play well, and you'll kill it eventually. And I think I actually prefer that personally. I think I found out. I already mentioned doing a lot of Mythic Plus. Haven't been playing on alts, but it's a great alt patch. I guess I just don't have time. I'm doing everything I can on my main. I've been trying to get my Loam Niffin rep. This is also the week. Speaking of Loam Niffin rep, if you've been very proactive on your Loam Niffin, you could probably get to the max renown this week. Some people may already be there if you've been super grinding it. As somebody who's been kind of grinding it, I should hit it this week. So if you've been very casually doing it, you might be still a week or two behind. But Loam Niffin, you should be getting close to the max rep there as well. So that'll be interesting. And this will also, I don't know what made me think of this. This will also be your chance to get your third spark this week. So a third crafted item can be made. Of course, you can only wear 2 embellishments, but you can wear plenty of crafted items. So you can get a third crafted item this week and get even more gear. So all kinds of stuff to talk about. Obviously, people are going to be playing Diablo 4 a lot. I'm debating getting it myself. I haven't played Diablo since Diablo 1. A long time ago, and somebody copied it onto you probably remember floppy disks, but after floppy disks, they were like smaller hard disks. I think we still call them floppy disks, but like at least in my area. But I had Diablo 1 on a hard square disk and into my computer, and I played Diablo 1. So I'm debating getting Diablo 4, but obviously I won't be playing that or talking about that on this channel. But I just think a lot of the WoW player base is going to be playing it. So I think some of the little niche fun things people are going to be doing less. But me personally, I'll still be playing a lot of WoW. I'll still be doing, I want to finish my sniffing sneaking for Loam, and I'm having a great time this patch. So can't complain. Even a few weeks in here, I'm having quite a good time with it. So that's it for this week. As always, I do ask you to please subscribe to the channel because it helps me out a lot. And other than that, everybody have a good one.